Okay, we are here for my pre-interview. This is Fence Walker Archimedes for the Sunday Assembly. I'm going to start my little pseudo-utopia thing. So you don't mind me naming you? Being on camera?
Let's go with first names.
Okay, this is Janet. First question, which I intend to ask David Diskin as well. Well, I already asked you if you wanted the questions in advance or if you wanted to be surprised, and you went for surprise.
Yes.
What is most important and why?
In general. Just to
however
that
you want to
question,
answer it.
What is most important and why? To make your way through life without hindering the liberty or happiness of another. That sounds good and profound. I like that.
That is very close to mine. Mine is freedom, and I say you have the freedom to do anything you want that doesn't take the freedom from another.
It's the golden rule.
I think it's better than the golden rule. Okay. You being the former and current filling in for secretary of SAS, when you signed up for this, what did you believe the goal of SAS was?
For like-minded, open-minded, fun, interesting people to get together and enjoy each other's company, and in doing so, build community, and all that implies.
I like that. What is your background in religious belief?
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you should say in 30 words or less,
No,
or in 30 seconds or less.
I want to leave it open.
Okay, well, it's extensive, but I will just say that when I asked my father what religion we were when I was young, because my best friend went to church, he said we are heathens, and my mother said, don't tell her that. She'll go and tell the neighbors. And I don't think she meant like we would be stoned out of the town,
Right.
but that we didn't need any more reason to appear different, haughty, whatever.
They didn't want you picked on as a kid.
I don't think they wanted me picked on. I just think later I can say now my mother probably did not respect the intelligence level of the neighbors.
Okay.
So that's probably where it started. But I did go to church because it was fun. I went by myself. Everyone's parents were always happy to drive me to save my heathen soul. And I loved my Jesus coloring book. I loved singing songs. I loved being able to go up to that big bell at the Presbyterian Church in Glenwood Landing,
Okay.
across from the firehouse, and ring that damn big bell. That was a lot of fun. And it did lift you up. It did lift you up the rope. So, a lot of good early memories of church.
That's cool. So you sort of got into this, and I thought you might. When and why did you consider yourself a non-believer?
When and why? Well, I didn't know one needed to be one or the other, but I probably started to identify with it, or know it was so, probably around 6th, 7th, 8th grade. But I don't think I gave it much energy. But I do think that there was I think in 6th grade, I had an intellectual awareness that I didn't have to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of was like, I don't have to do something everybody else is doing, and the teacher says we have to do, but through some awareness, maybe because I think my parents read the paper and all, I knew I didn't have to. And I liked that because it seemed dumb to do it. So that was probably the beginning of the idea that you didn't have to march to the same drummer.
Very good. Mine was also maybe 7th or 8th grade. I was trying to pronounce the word agnosticism. And this was in my talent gifted class, or they call it GATE in California. This was in Oregon. And one of the older students said, "Oh, that's agnosticism." I'm like, "Well, what does it mean?" means.
Sorry.
Hi.
What are we having?
Did you order?
Yeah,
Or
I'm gonna
do
have
you know?
the lunch special, but we'll be sharing. I think everything that's here.
Yeah, is a shrimp and lobster sauce.
The shrimp and lobster sauce, but I'll have that with steamed rice and the soup,
Hot and sour soup?
whatever the soup.
Okay. One soup or two soups?
2 soup, please.
Two soups is $1.50 for additional serving.
That's okay.
Okay.
Are
would
you
that be
not
okay?
getting your mushu?
No, I'm not terribly hungry.
Okay.
So just
Thank
one
you.
lunch? Okay.
Oh well, I feel bad. I didn't want to deny you your great pleasure of
No,
that.
no.
I thought you would get that too.
So he told me what agnosticism meant. And it was basically along the lines that you don't believe and you don't really care that others do. And so I looked at him, I go, so that's what I am. You know, I'd never heard of such a thing. And he did look at me rather oddly, like, why don't you believe, or something. And the conversation ended there, but that was my experience. I'm kind of doing the question game where I ask you
Okay.
and I also answer.
Conversation's more interesting.
Now, yeah, and that's how I try to keep my interview thing.
Okay.
Now, this one's more specifically to Dave, but I've also heard you say this phrase, radically inclusive. Now, again, if you were David, I would say, where did you get this phrase? Where did you first hear of this phrase?
Well, Sunday Assembly International came up with it.
Okay.
It isn't anything that we came up with on our
All
own.
right,
It's
that's
part
the
of
international thing.
if there is any doctrine to Sunday Assembly, it is that it strives to be a place where anyone can feel welcome, even if they have belief. That's very important because we want to be respectful of people
Yes.
wherever they are on this journey, whatever they think. And that's a good thing because in the beginning, at least, I don't know about so much now, we had couples come where one would usually drag the atheist spouse to their service and there was no place else for that person to go.
Hi there.
Hi.
Can I get for us?
Oh, she already took an order.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You want me to take away those menus?
Oh, sure.
Please.
Thank you.
So I should probably reorganize that question and maybe say, what does it mean to you? And you pretty much just described it. So maybe David has one less question to answer.
So it's a good topic to discuss.
I do like it because most of the time when you hear radical, it's radical Muslim or radical terrorist or radical Christian or I like radically inclusive.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
question 6. Could you demonstrate to me counting to 5 on one hand in binary?
Oh, Lordy.
Each finger is either a 1 or a 0.
All I know that involves in there is like 1,
Yeah,
maybe
1.
2,
No,
and then at
that's
some
3.
place I'm going to give you the finger, and
Yeah.
at some place I'm going to be like, hey man,
5, that's 5 in binary. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
so the answer was no.
No,
But I
then-
do know 2 of the numbers.
But you paid enough attention to my demonstration. Okay, and this one's totally one of my things. My endo sisters online, we consider ourselves superheroes. So if you were a superhero, what would be your name and what would be your powers?
Well, my power is that I can remove the stain from anything.
Okay.
Almost anything, carpet, clothing, that sort of thing. I'm persistent, relentless. I keep at it until I get rid of it. I've very, very rarely been thwarted by a stain. But you have to think bigger. So I would say that my power would be to take away the stain of a person's
Their
of
soul?
a particular negative belief they might have that stains everything they do to the point that they think they themselves are ruined.
And my immediate thought was this staining of the soul. And
Well,
I
and there
think
was
that's what
that
you're talking
movie
about.
with the guy, he's that actor, and it was called The Human Stain. So I don't know if my powers would be to talk to them. I would have to believe I had those powers because I don't have them right now, to have that power to talk to a person and have those stains go away. But maybe it could be as simple as wiggling my finger at them. I don't know. But I guess my superpower, that'd be a pretty good one. I'd be in demand.
Yes, I think so.
But a name? Okay, Stain Blaster.
That's pretty basic.
There's nothing...
My biggest hero just
Nobody-
went with Endo Girl.
Yeah, but Stain Blaster, I'm not going to get a comic book with a name like that.
No.
I'm going to have to work on that. I'm going to have to
Now,
work on
Fence
that.
Walker Archimedes, I've already gotten compliments
That's
on that
good.
one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And to answer my own question, Fence Walker, whenever I look to the right or the left, they both push me away, and I get pushed up on the fence. So I don't even need any balance. Everybody's pushing me away, so I stay up on the fence. And Archimedes is just a hero from history that I really enjoy. Turns out he probably came up with calculus as long as a millennium before the rest of us got to it. His calculus work got overwritten by a Bible. So I find that immensely amusing. Some guy had this ancient Bible, and they saw some hidden writings underneath it. It had been whitewashed, but not completely removed. And there was evidence of him discovering calculus. So that concludes my interview, unless you have any questions for me.
Nope, I'm swallowing hot and sour soup.
So, David, when I ask you, you're welcome to ask me any questions. I don't know if you would like to do this during SAS, before it, during the lunch session, whatever you like. But those are my questions, and either you'll get these in advance per your request or not.
It's
Thank you.
interesting. It would be like a David Cabot sort of situation.
Yeah, I like those interviews. It's been a really, really long time since I've seen it, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, we're old enough to know that.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Shrimp or lobsters?